Hello everyone,
Hello, hello.
I'm Tony
And I'm Tally.
and we are the Lazy Book Lovers. This is a podcast for book lovers who procrastinate about reading and have never-ending to-be-read piles. Today's episode is our quarterly update. So we do these every 3 months or so, and it's just kind of like our reading stats, a little bit of life stuff, standout books, that kind of thing. We do like regular reading updates, so kind of more in depth of what we've been reading. For that, we are just picking highlights out now because we've both been reading too much, where we used to struggle to fill it, especially my end. So now we're just doing standouts. So yeah, quick shout out to like links in the description for our socials, our story graphs, all the places you can go and like see what we're reading more in depth if you're interested. And then we also have a Facebook group and stuff like that if you wanted to start chatting with us a bit more up close and personal.
Yeah, so we're going to go through a lot of stats today, and we get them from Storygraph.
We are
you're wondering.
Storygraph lovers.
Yeah.
Over here. Okay, so do you want to do a bit of life? You declined most of the time.
Yeah. I'll decline. No, I have some. I've reopened my Etsy shop, and
Oh yeah, they're so cool.
and it's also available on my Ko-fi. Yeah, I've done some Instagram template packs. There's a few more coming. So if you're interested in that, if you struggle creatively to come up with something different, or you whatever, or if you're just not.
So yeah, they're
fan
like
of-
Bookstagrammer.
Yeah, they're
Template
Bookstagram
posts.
specific, and they're for the ones that are currently available are for, they're all for Canva, and the ones that are currently available you don't need a pro account for. And I'm going to try and do as many as I can that you don't need a pro account for, and they're just themed. So there's a Dark Academia one out at the moment, and a Spooky but Make It Pink one out at the moment.
Oh, that was really cute.
And I'm going to do a short slideshow, a short template pack for like Halloween specific ones. It won't be, the other two are like 25 templates, but the Halloween one I'll probably just do like 15 because you know, you don't really need a lot of Halloween ones.
And you've been doing a rec thing all September. You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been doing Rectember, so I had a list of prompts that each day had a different prompt, and I'm trying to do a recommendation with that prompt as a prompt to think of something. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been focusing on this month. I'll probably do it next year as well, I think.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I didn't do any recs, but I looked at all your posts for it.
Thank you.
And I tried to like them.
Yeah, that's all on Instagram. Yeah. But yeah, if you go to my Beacon, it's got the link for my Ko-fi and my Etsy. I would recommend, if you want to buy the template packs, doing it through Ko-fi, because for some reason Etsy it charges you more than my listing price. I think that they've added on money for them to take for fees. So
Well, that's nice of them.
yeah, the packs should be £5, but Etsy have them listed for like £6. So go on Ko-fi and much better there.
Yeah.
And I don't lose out as much on Ko-fi. So.
Yeah. For my side of life things, just busy to be honest.
Yeah.
But still the campaign to take better care of myself continues.
Treat yourself like a Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. So like I caught a cold, but it was gone in 2 days, which is unheard of for me.
That is quite...
2-3 days I was sick, and I wasn't even that sick.
Interesting.
So while I'm annoyed I caught a cold,
At least you were over it.
I was over it in 3 days. And it was no like coughing hanging
Usually
about.
it really takes you out, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was able to work the whole time. I just skipped gym and swimming for that week. So I feel like it's working. I was like, even though, because basically I thank you West Midland Trains rail service for a 6-7 hour nightmare adventure trying to get home from London. That is why I got sick, because you kicked me out on a platform, no cover. There's no seats on these platforms anymore. There is no cover.
Oh,
2 hours we were just left there, and then they were like, yeah, go back to King's Cross.
that's crazy.
Because the train we've got for you is a diesel train, it doesn't stop here. And then it fucking stopped at the stop that they made me go back to King's Cross from. Yes, I think it took me 6 hours to get home.
That's ridiculous.
And by the end of it, I had a cold.
Yeah, obviously.
You know what? can't blame the immune system. I forgot my coat, but I was like, it's okay. I need to borrow a coat from boyfriend, whose house I was heading home from.
It's a quick trip home.
40 minutes to get home, usually. No.
That's ridiculous.
So, West Midlands Rail from St Pancras, do not recommend. Travel any other fucking line. So,
Tell me about your reading. That's a more positive thing.
Oh no, I generally, like, I'm quite positive, like, life-wise at the moment. Life's going by very quickly.
Yeah.
But taking care of self-mission is ace. I'm feeling good.
Good.
Generally. So, books.
Tell us about books.
Okay. So, I'm up to 65 books.
Nice.
Originally, I set a 75 book goal. Because I have up until now included my sleep listens.
Yep.
Don't know if I just won't bother and we'll just put it up to 100 and not include sleep listens, but it's actual, like, either audios or reads and not things I listen to, like, to go to sleep to.
Okay.
I might just not include them at all this year, like sleep ones, and just be reading.
Sleep ones are rereads for you, aren't they?
Generally, yeah. I mean, I restart the audiobook where I was the night before when I fell asleep, so I am listening to it.
Yeah.
But I think I might not even need to count them this year or whatever. Yes, I'm up to 65 books of my 75 book goal.
Good.
Which I think is quite good.
Yeah, that is
I think
really
I'm going to
good.
up it, to be honest. This
Or
might be
don't
the year.
up it and just go over, because it's really fun when it says you're like 120%
I know.
over. And you're like, yeah.
This might be the year I finally do the 100 books though.
Oh yeah.
I've never been able to do it before.
That's so exciting.
And then my pages I'm not doing so good because I've really been gravitating towards short books this year generally.
Got to do what you got to do.
So I had a 40,000 page goal and I've read 20,861 pages. So I'm 52%
That's
on my
pretty
goal.
good. It's the first time you've done a pages goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, you just have a guess at how many pages you read.
I think I
You
did
need to find out, don't you?
39,000 last year, which is why I picked 40, because I felt like it was reasonable. But last year I did read Crescent City, so maybe that was a fairly big contributor.
Some hefty books, yeah.
I'm sure that was last year. So what are you looking like?
So my goal is 50,000 pages, so I have exceeded that. I've read 58,000. I have Storygraph log every book I read in its pages form, so even if it's an audiobook it logs its pages. Last week I did discuss that I think next year I will do a pages goal for digital and physical books, and then I'm going to do a separate hours goal, because on Storygraph you do have that option.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious about how much I consume audio wise, because that is where I get a lot of my reading done. Like physically and digitally, I would say I read maybe 4 a month, but I average at like 12 books a month, so the rest are all
because
audio.
audios you can do while you're doing other things.
Yeah, I do a lot of, like, I mean, one of my jobs is cleaning, so obviously I listen to a lot of audiobooks when I'm doing that. When I'm doing housework, I listen to audiobooks. When I'm driving the kids around to places, you know,
Yeah, most of my audiobooks are done driving, at the gym, or cleaning.
Yeah, it's like commuting and stuff,
All of my sort of more menial tasks. Can recommend it, by the way, as someone with a short attention span for things I find boring. Audiobooks has been a game changer.
Yeah, I think, because you're keeping your hands busy.
Yeah.
But it's not something you really need to pay attention to.
So when I drove to Birmingham by myself the other month, I'm sure I've seen you since then, but I don't think we had time to talk about it.
No, we didn't, no.
Yeah, so I did the 2-hour drive to Birmingham. For context for you guys, I only passed my driving test May last year. So this was my first big motorway journey on my own. It was 2 hours, like, continuous driving. We're talking big motorways in the UK.
Motorways are actually really simple,
No,
aren't
that
they?
was
Because
easier
you just...
than the commute that I did to my old job.
Yeah, more stressful.
Down that road that's just technically a 70, but there's no cameras.
Oh, yeah.
People do 90 down it, and they behave atrociously. Like,
Yeah.
the driving I saw down there, and, like, the weather conditions, if they're even slightly off, that road is horrendous. It's not lit. I was like, that was harder.
Yeah.
And that was, when I first started driving, that was my commute road to work. So I was like, I feel like that was enough of an education. And now driving to my current job, where people drive like we're in the middle of bloody London, but we're not. I was like, you know what? A thing where we've got constant average speed checks.
Yeah.
So everyone is going the speed limit. So, you know, everyone's in the lane that's correct and, like, no one's acting like an arsehole, getting really close behind you, flashing lights, which is so dangerous.
Yeah, I know.
And that no one's brake checking you because of all the cameras that are around.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the behaviour that can cause crashes, is the brake checking and all that stuff. Because someone's done that to me, because I'm in my little Fiat. They're like big man, so they've gone. I'm faster than them, but they've decided to speed up in front of me and then brake check me.
Yeah.
For why? Because they're mad I'm in the right lane.
Yeah. People just.
People act crazy. I've got a dash cam now because. So I was like, motorway was easier. Anyway, the point of this. I listened to an audiobook the whole time.
Yeah.
It's lovely. It's fantastic. I finished the series, the Raven Cycle series.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I finished it, was during that journey.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just the perfect, like... Because driving for me, because my hands are always doing something and you're always having to focus on what you're doing. I know some people with ADHD really struggle with driving, but for me, it's the right kind of focusing.
Yeah.
Because I'm always having to look at things, do things with my hands, whatever. And then I had audiobook and I was like, this is fantastic.
Even better.
I could drive like 6 hours. I love this.
Right? Yeah, so this is what I mean. Like, I've done 117% of my goal.
Yeah.
So it's nice when you go over because you get that little bit. Like,
What's your total books? I know you aren't doing a goal for that.
192 books.
Dang.
Currently.
And you've been reading longer stuff this year as well.
Yeah, I guess so. But also, like, some graphic novels and stuff.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Yeah, no, I have actually read quite a few long books, actually.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tick some long books off my TBR. That's why I specifically did pages and not amount of books.
Yeah.
So there's a few long books that I would quite like to try and tackle before the end of the year that sit there and look at me. So, like Priory of the Orange Tree and the prequel, I would very much like to have at least read Priory this year. I have House of Leaves on my list, which I definitely want to read. That's a longer one.
Yeah.
And I would like to finally read The First Wheel of Time. That's another long one that looks at me a lot. And I'm like,
Do you reckon Zodiac Academy is going to come back for you?
yeah, I think so. I needed a break, but I was actually thinking about it the other day because I read loads of romantasy, obviously, last couple of months. So I think I'm doing a horror readathon now.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll probably come back. I think maybe over the Christmas period I'm going to try and give it a try.
You usually get sort of a glimpse of some free time around Christmas, don't you?
Yeah, because like over Christmas we obviously go to family a lot and I can kind of grab a little bit of reading time to myself. Yeah,
it's a shame I don't actually have them on Audible, otherwise usually I'd let you use them on Audible. But I've only purchased up to The Reckoning.
But I don't know if I would like is it? I've got her name mixed up with the character from
and now
Gravity
I can't remember her
Falls. I'm thinking it's
name.
Grenda. It's not Gwendolyn.
No, it's not Gwendolyn.
No, that's one that you know who I mean. Because her accent's going to be
Geraldine.
wrong. Yeah, her accent's going to be wrong on the audio anyway.
So, yeah, she does have a southern...
She should be British.
So they wrote her British.
Yeah.
But they actually worked with the narrator.
Yeah.
The authors worked with the narrator and they tried out like a bunch of different accents for Geraldine.
Yeah.
And they found, in the end, the one that sounded least silly was a southern accent.
Even though
they wrote her British...
silliest things.
Yeah, even though they wrote her British originally... The thing is, though...
She should be British.
No, it works, Southern. It does work.
I'm not buying it.
Because, you know, Southern people do, like, Southern American accents where they've got, like, the weirdest metaphors that they just kind of say.
Oh, so it kind of works that way.
It does work. Because it's almost like a fave world version of that. But also, there are only two people that have this accent, so I also have issues with that part. Because our father has the same accent, and then no one else does. They're supposed to be from the same parts of the country.
But yeah, I would like to get back to that because I was doing really well with that one. Have you listened to the Derek Landy?
I still haven't.
Oh, okay.
I intend to.
So my top 4 moods so far this year are dark, adventurous, emotional and mysterious. They're the top 4. What about you?
So I've got adventurous, emotional, funny, dark.
Nice.
Which is my funny books, actually. Let me go...
The Waldo ones? Was that this year?
Yeah, some of them. Oh, yeah, a lot of my romance ones have gone under funny. Which makes sense, actually. Like, yeah, because I did... The time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf. That was funny and very unserious. That whole series.
Yeah.
Hating Game's in there. The Prickle Island series is in there. Yeah, a lot of my romances have been counted as funny.
Yeah, because they're like the contemporary...
Yeah.
The contemporary romance.
Because I've definitely been gravitating towards more light-hearted stuff lately.
So one of my goals this year was to try and read 10 non-fictions.
Okay.
And I was doing really poorly at this, but I'm on 12 now. Over the last month or so, I've read a couple, so that's brought me back up, which is good.
And my sort of vague goal for non-fictions was just to read some, because I've historically always struggled with them. Audiobooks turns out to be the sort of hack for me.
That's how I read my non-fiction audio. Because if I read it physically, it reminds me too much of school or like university, so I don't enjoy it.
So I've read 4 non-fictions.
Oh, that's good.
It's pretty good for me.
The most recent one I read was not that bad, and it's Dispatches from Rape Culture. And it's a bunch of essays and short stories by various authors about rape culture, and it's edited by Roxane Gay, who wrote Bad Feminist, which is another book I want to read. And that was a really hard listen. It made me really want to reread Chantel Miller, is that her name? The Know My Name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had that on my wish list for a while.
Chanel Miller. Yeah, it made me really want to reread that. But yeah, there was some bits in there that I was just like, oh, I kind of wish I was reading this physically because there's so much I want to highlight. There were so many lines that just, they really hit. And so it's all about rape culture, which unfortunately is a culture. And then at the end of the book, it went through the little jazzy, like, thank you for listening to Belinda. We hope you enjoyed this book. And I was like, oh my God, they need to have a different jingle.
It's so funny to me because it'd be like the really dramatic ending of the book, and it's like, thank you for listening to Tanto Audio, like whatever.
Please tell all your friends about this book. And I'm like, I'm crying here.
If you'd like to subscribe to our newsletter, we won't blah blah blah.
Oh. Yeah. When I go to format on the pie charts, it tells me how many hours.
See, that's what I mean. My hours isn't accurate because it's saying I've done 15 hours of audios. Which is a lie.
So this is saying I've done 22,000 pages and 1,000 hours.
See, in format, it's telling me that.
Yeah,
but
that's
if you
where
go
I'm
up here,
format.
if you go up to
oh, that's good that it's got that there. Because
where's the other hours?
When I do my goals next year, I'll be able to do them based on that.
So the headline bit under the red section, it says 15 hours. But if you go down to format, it says nearly 300 hours.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh my God, how much is that? Wait, how much percentage of my year have I spent listening to audios if it's 300 hours?
No, I've done 1,000 hours.
Reality? Who is she?
Obviously, I listen to my books on like mostly 2 times speed or like 1.5. But still, that's crazy.
Yeah, okay. Even half that is still 500 hours. Like at 2 speed.
Wow. Okay,
so what is your top genres?
Oh, yeah, genres. Fantasy, probably. Hang on. As a fantasy, as a surprise.
Shocking.
And then romance, which is probably like romantasy, not romance. Queer books, which I don't think really counts as a genre. YA, which doesn't count as a genre. So fantasy, romance, horror, thriller are like my top 4.
So weirdly, romance has edged out fantasy for me this year as my top.
I'm not shocked. You've been reading a lot of romance.
It's just been the vibe, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Just because it's light-hearted, silly fun times.
And because a lot of your fantasy are also romance.
Yeah. Although, so I've been really struggling with like being able to get into a book, like have it grip me. But I think we're moving out of that phase. I think we're moving on. I had quite a stressful year up till like recently. So I think it's coming back. I think this might be the moment for more interesting books because I picked up a few that were a lot more plot than romance.
Yeah.
And they were interesting to me. So I think it's coming back.
It's coming back around,
so yeah,
guys.
Romance is top, then fantasy, and then young adult, queer books, contemporary. So if we by your rules, ignore YA and queer books, then it's romance, fantasy and contemporary, which shocks no one, really, if you've been paying attention.
We've both got fantasy and romance as our top ones. Yeah. Which isn't a shock, really.
No, not really. It's pretty true to form. So,
what's your most read authors?
Oh, I think Shauna Maguire's still up there because
That's
I read
mine.
the whole series.
I reread the whole thing this year. Yeah.
Maggie Stiefvater,
Yeah.
which is the Raven Cycle series author.
Yeah.
Kimberly Lemming, and then LG Estrella. So all the series that I've kind of done this year.
Yeah, I've got Katie Robert because I read all of that series. Jay Bree, Guillermo del Toro.
So I might do the Casey Roberts and the Jay Brees on my holiday. Get some stuff on my Kindle.
Jay Bree is KU, and you can get on Everand as well. So as an audio,
That's what I'm thinking.
I dipped between the two. It was really enjoyable. That's how I literally did the whole series in like a
I was
week.
quite impressed you did that.
Because when I was putting down my Kindle, I was putting the audio on. So
Smart. So your formats, what we've got print for me is 23%, digital is 23%, audio is 54%.
54% for audio for me as well. Digital 24 and print 21.
Oh, that's weird because you were not vibing with digital at all.
No, I'm back on it. Yeah,
okay.
I've worked out. I don't know. I've managed to. I discovered like the ADHD bit that you can put on it, which has really helped. So there we go.
Okay. Interesting. What other
And
stats
also,
do you usually?
I found that digital I really struggled reading in bed because it made me fall asleep. So now I mostly read my Kindle at my desk, which really helps.
Okay. I wonder why Kindle in bed makes you sleepy.
I don't know.
But you can read other books in bed.
Yeah, because it used to be physical books would make me sleepy in bed, but I think the having to hold them keeps me awake.
Oh,
Whereas
yes,
the
good
Kindle,
point.
I just kind of prop against my legs and I doze off.
Like those people that have the thing where it's like in a holder.
I want that.
And then they
the
click.
clicker.
No, I'd fall asleep.
I said to my partner, I want that set up on my reading chair.
Yeah.
On my chair, not in bed, because I will fall asleep.
So
but
I mean,
on my
it's
chair,
just too easy.
I want it on my chair so I can sit there and knit or something.
Yeah, I need it for when, like, if I'm eating and reading.
Yeah.
Page turning's a real issue.
Yeah.
What's your page number stats? So 500 plus for me, 6%. 300 to 500, so 300 plus, 54%. Less than 300, 40%. So I've really been, we've flippy-flopped because I've been doing really short books this year.
52% for less than 300. 38% for 300 to 499 and 9% for 500. So I've read 18 books above 900, which is weird because I've been trying to read more of them, but actually that makes sense.
Well, it's been like sort of a secondary goal the whole year.
Yeah. Some of the biggest books I read was like When the Moon Hatched, that's a long one.
Yeah.
Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, the Stuart Turton books, and then Blood Mercy, and the last 2 or 3 in the Blood Bond series. They're above 500.
Okay, yeah.
In the Blood Bond series.
When
the
I was
Jay Bree
reading
books.
Soul to Heal, Soul to Take, all those kind of ones, they're all 500 pluses.
Yeah.
I love the little chart. I think you can literally see when was I stressed.
Oh, yeah.
Doop, doop, doop.
What's the green bit? Oh, your minutes.
That's what I mean. I'm telling you, the minutes isn't accurate.
No, it looks like for most of the year it wasn't tracking it. There's my one.
Ooh. What's the huge spike? What month is that?
July.
What's going on in July?
Depression, maybe? I don't know.
Kids were off school.
A lot of audiobooks.
Yeah. A lot of audiobooks, so that's when the kids were off.
July I read 12,000 pages. Oh, and I read 49 books in July.
What's going on in July, yeah.
Yeah, that was a month.
Okay, so...
I was trying to block the kids out a lot, I think. No,
again, reality, who is she?
Did we go on holiday in July? No, that was August we went on holiday. Oh, I don't know them. No, I'll tell you what it was. I remember I was trying to get as much read as I could before some holidays started because I thought I wouldn't read anything in the summer holidays.
What are your standouts? I think we still did what's standing out for you for the kind of the year, but like you can keep it to the quarter, considering how much you've read.
Great question. Great question. I don't know. I really don't know. Let me have a look at the books I've read. What about you? Do you have any off the top of your head whilst I try and navigate?
I mean, again, these are fresh. I always find my opinion changes over time.
Yeah.
But Not in Love, that I've just read. Ali Hazelwood.
Ali Hazelwood one, yeah.
Ali Hazelwood's latest book. Really, really enjoyed that. Calibre above her other writing. I really enjoyed The Luminaries, which I literally finished last night. So this is a fresh opinion.
But I share the opinion and I read it in like December. So.
Yeah. The Raven Cycle series. Probably one of the best series I've read in a really long time for like being able to fall into the world of it.
Yeah. I really like the narrator's voice.
You started listening to them?
Yeah, but I also stopped after about 2 hours and haven't picked it up for like a couple of weeks, so I don't know.
You started there and that's sometimes all I can ask for, really.
Yeah.
And then from earlier in the year, the Prickle Island Zoo series is still a huge favourite. I need to read the next book in the series.
Standouts for me are anything by Andrew Joseph White. I read all of his... Well, he's only had 3 books out. I read them all this year.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Love them all. I really enjoyed One Dark Window. So I can't wait to get to the second one in that duology. That's a romantasy by Rachel Gillig.
Okay.
I read through A Deal with a Demon series by Katie Robert. That was really enjoyable, actually.
Yeah, I think that might be a good holiday read.
And I read the Farseer trilogy. That's another standout. Yeah, I think that'd be it. I read, my Storygraph app has just crashed. I read Unhinged, which is like a erotic door novel.
Oh my god, there's a girl on TikTok that reviews these. It's so funny.
It's only 71 pages. Well, I gave it 3.5, honestly. Like, it was funny.
There's another one that's a sentient pillow.
Yeah. I'm going to make my way through these funny ones.
Her reviews of the sentient pillow one, because as the pillow starts to get jealous of her boy.
You need to tag me in it next time it comes up.
It's not come up in a while, actually.
But Unhinged was actually quite amusing. I was explaining it to my partner and he just walked away. He's so sick of my shit. He really, really is.
Yeah.
I was like, no, hear me out. And he was like, just no, I don't want to hear you out at all. But yeah, that was just a funny read that I read recently that I approve of.
It's really annoying. My boyfriend won't let me listen to any of my smart books for sleep listens.
Why?
Because like I play them out loud for the room, and he's like, I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. to like
listening
in the middle of a sex scene, and I'm like, what's your problem?
Yeah, that sounds like a great time. What are you talking
about?
Like,
why are you complaining? So boring. I'm really restricted to what I can listen to at his now.
Yeah. Just go through skullduggery over and over. Oh, so he doesn't like the ACOTAR series in case he wakes up to that?
Yeah.
Oh, how boring.
ACOTAR, Zodiac Academy, they're all out. Even the Bridge Kingdom can't do.
Oh my god! So, oh my god, there's a company, I can't remember what they're called. They're an American company, and they do like special editions of books.
Yeah.
They're called the Dirty Literature or something like that. I'll have to do. Anyway, someone was showing off was doing a book haul on YouTube, and they got a Bridge Kingdom and the Traitor Queen, their dirty literature box or whatever editions, and she said, I can't show you the end papers because they're not safe for work, so obviously I looked them up.
Yeah.
And one of the pictures was so stupid. I had to call my partner over. Like, it's a sex scene.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be taken seriously, but the face they've given her, it was so
wait, do you have it easily to hand?
No. I looked at it on my computer.
If you remember later, please send it.
And I was like, oh, they've just really killed the vibe with her face. I don't know why they've done that. It's like dirty book box. I don't think that's what it's called. But yeah, I was like, this would be so the vibe. If it wasn't, I don't know what they've done with her face, but it killed the whole vibe. I showed my other half and he was just like, why do you show me these things?
I think I've persuaded the boyfriend to do some kind of reading tracking app next year.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm very interested in how much he reads. Because he does so much of it on his phone. Sometimes I'm like, oh, he's just scrolling. And no, he's like chapter 300 of a 1,000-chapter webtoon book. And I'm like... So I think I've persuaded him to start using something next year.
Webtoons is such a good place for stories.
Yeah, so that's pretty...
Severely underrated.
Although, he has the cheek to make fun of my books, and then he was literally reading one where a guy became an ant and was in an ant colony. And I'm like, and you have the cheek. He was like, well, no, it's really interesting. It's about the human condition. And I was like, but if I say that about my books...
You would be like, nah. Oh, I can't. I'm gonna have to. I will send you the photos. I will find
you have to find them.
But oh my god, it really ruined it.
Anyway,
and yes, so that's about it. So my goal for the rest of the year is to keep vibing. I need to read some more of my physical TBR, even if I don't read them physically and I read them as an audio or whatever. I want to try and get some of my physical TBR down. That's about it, really.
Yeah, so I've got a holiday coming up, so I feel like that 75 books is going to be quite easily achieved.
Yeah, that'll be manageable, yeah.
I'm going to chase that 100 books, maybe. Though, I know I'm headed, like, my October, apart from my holiday, is fucking crazy busy.
Pretty packed, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I've done this to myself. Like, my summer was really quiet, which is usually when there's more things. But no, October's cray-cray. Oh, sorry, she said
got to pick up because this baby's just
baby picture. Yeah.
So yeah,
we're doing good for time.
I better get going.
No, we're doing good for time. We're all right.
Yeah, I've got to go pick up my son
we're
from
professional
school.
podcasters. We did it exactly on time.
So yeah, thank you for joining us. Please let us know your top read from the last quarter, and wherever you listen to the podcast, please like, share, follow, subscribe, whatever the option is on your preferred platform, and set up to auto download so you never miss an episode.
That's it.
And we will speak to you next week.
Can't remember what's on next week, but you will find out.
Yeah.
Bye.